Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Riverview. My name is Barbara.
My name is Mary.
My name is Joy.
And I'm Marlene. And here we are in the Halloween season, coming up at the end of the month, but we're celebrating a little bit earlier. I was wondering if you remember why we have Halloween.
Oh my gosh, I do not know. I do not know why we have it.
Why? I've never
Fun
thought.
day. Yeah.
Just a fun
I have
day.
no idea what.
What's the date of Halloween?
Don't know that either.
October 31st.
Okay, it's the last day of the month, October 31st.
Right.
What's the date of the next day?
November 1st.
Okay, November the 1st is All Saints' Day.
Yes.
See, we've
In
learned
the
something.
Christian churches.
Yeah.
So the day before, which is how we celebrate Halloween, if you look at the word Halloween, it's Hallowe''E''. So what's missing? Hallow evening. Hallow meaning holy. It's a holy evening meant to chase away the spirits.
My
To get ready for the holy day, which is the next day in the Christian church.
You guys believe that,
Chasing me away.
And so that's where the custom of costumes came in.
Oh.
People would dress up, children and adults, in these costumes, masks included, to scare away the evil spirits, ready to celebrate the holy day
And
next
that's
day.
true.
That's the truth.
All these years and we haven't known.
We just
I
found
did.
something.
I did not know that.
Well, there you go. We say we learn something every day.
Every day.
Now, there's, of course, many, many costumes over the years. And Mary, you've got the top 10 costumes for this year. Can you give us what maybe the first one is there on your sheet?
The Spider-Man costume.
Yes, and that comes from those movies that are out on the DVDs and the Blu-rays and on the television.
And actually, one of my grandsons is going to be Spider-Man this year.
Oh, wow.
So there he is.
It's on the top 10
Top
list.
costume.
Yeah. What's the girl one there in the corner, Mary?
Monster Bride costume.
I hope it's not cold because
That's
she'll
a
be
new
cold if she's out in the
Awesome.
evening.
I never heard of them.
Barb, can you remember back any kind of a costume you might have had as a child?
I don't. We were probably dressed in whatever old ragged things we had around the house.
Right.
And actually, that's what I dressed my children in. They would come from school and say, "Oh, Halloween night, I have to get a costume." And I'd say, "Go down to the crawl space. There's a box down there with some clothing in it." And they would come up and say, "Okay, I'm going to wear this." And they dig into the box and get
That's
whatever
right.
they
We
could.
used to put boys' clothes on.
That's
and
right.
go dressed as a boy. And,
That's right.
Yeah, and a boy
Or-
dressed as a girl.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But today it seems as if they have to go out and buy them.
Oh,
The
yes.
stores
There's
are
all
just
kinds
full
of
of,
Banyu Village.
full of costumes. Eh?
They
Yes.
have
But
to
it-
have the latest things.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
But I know Mother had a box up in the attic, and we would just lift it down and
Sure.
trade around a little bit, add a little bit to, sew a
Yeah.
patch on here and there.
Put on an old skirt or something like that.
What did you take to carry your candies in?
A basket.
A basket? You mean like a 6-quart basket, a bushel basket?
Yeah, I used to carry a basket.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think we carried pillowcases, if I remember right.
I can remember all the places I went, like the previous year, all where we got the popcorn balls, and all the good candies. So we'd head out early so we'd get there, to make sure they didn't run out.
That's right.
Oh dear.
You,
Remember the places where the fudge was and the candy apples? And,
Yeah.
And hit those places 2 or 3 times. And,
I imagine you ladies lived in the city,
yes.
all of you,
And you
and
were in
I lived in the country.
Yes.
So when we went out on Halloween night, first of all, we went to the farm that was across the road
Yes.
from us.
Be a long laneway likely to get there.
No,
No, not too bad.
no, not too bad for laneways. And then we walked the whole 4 miles around the country block and visited all the places.
So around the concessions, so
Yeah,
then it
around
was
the concessions.
a
And
long way
there
around.
would only be about 2 probably 3 houses on each road, so that was
And I
it.
can remember a neighbor of ours, we used to go and get bags of leaves, you know. And of course, at that time, they did, who had hardwood floors and that? It was linoleum. And we covered all the floor with the leaves. And we all had costumes on. And she always made some cookies and stuff. And we had a party at her place.
This was after
you
you...
remember Ollie
Yeah.
Baker
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bobby Baker?
So the
At
floor
their
would
house.
be crinkle, crinkle, crunch, crunch.
Was this after you went out to the houses, you mean?
Hmm?
You'd go to this house after you went out to the houses,
Oh,
the different
no,
houses?
not all the
Instead
time.
of, instead of going out to the houses?
Oh, yeah, sometimes
Oh.
it was just a party at their house, and some nights, mostly we went door to door, though.
Yeah. Well, as I say, there are so many candies that they have now.
I made
that,
my mother get dressed up one night.
So these
She
candies
put
that...
my father's clothes on. Then down the street, her and this other neighbor lady went.
A lot of
with
people
her
used to just pick a nylon stocking and put over their face because it completely changes your face.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Romeo, remember Romeo Lacasse? Paulie Lacasse's
Yes,
brother?
yes,
Well,
yes.
he was quite an artist. And we were going to a dance, Halloween dance over in Hamilton at the boat club. And so anyway, she was an outdoor toilet. And he made heavy brown paper and had the door on it and put all little designs on it. And I was supposed to be the roll of toilet paper. Well, anyway, her and my brother got in a fight over something, and he wouldn't finish the roll of toilet paper.
What did you wrap it around you? What did they wrap all the toilet paper
No,
around you?
he didn't get to make it because her and her brother had a fight. So we get to the dance in Hamilton, and the Labatt Beer Company was putting the prize out for the best. Well, Paulie won first prize for having the outdoor toilet. You know? So I did. So anyway, he wouldn't make my costume. So anyway, go over to Rita Fontanata's house, you know, and she said, "Mary, dress like a baby." So we had an old tablecloth and made a diaper out of it, and I had a big bonnet on and a beer bottle with a nipple, a nipple on it. And we get to the dance there, and it was so funny. And the week before, you know, we met some people. We used to go there every Thursday night to dance. And so, see you next week, see you next week. Nobody knew who I was. This one fella, I remember I went and I sat on his knee. And after, I had to go to the bathroom so bad. And there I went with a diaper. And you know the pins that they put on the Scotch skirts? Well, that's what was going on.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway.
Are you going to be dressed up as a baby this year?
And here my diaper. Oh,
I dare
God,
you.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, did you hear what Marlene said?
I dare you.
I have to put my diaper on.
You'll have to lie down then.
Another time when I was a baby in Marg Cass, I don't know if you knew Marg Cass and them, they had no children and she was always talking about wanting to adopt one. So, that was the same night, yeah. So we stopped at her place, she lived on the Hamilton Highway, and there was a bushel basket in her back porch. So they said, "Mary, curl up in the basket.
Oh my
and
goodness.
We'll put you at the front doorstep and tell her that her baby she was waiting on just arrived." Oh, we had so
You were
much.
quite a character in your town.
Oh,
You had more fun than we did. And
we always had fun.
Oh, that's great.
Did you like to be scared on Halloween when you were a youngster? Did you like to be scared?
I don't remember.
Where did they get the idea of calling it trick-or-treating? Where did that come from?
Well, I think because when kids came to your door, you used to say,
Yes.
"Will you dance?" And
You
they-
have to give us
dancers,
a trick.
They had to do a trick or something,
And
and then
or
you
else you
gave
didn't
them a
give them
candy.
money.
You know.
Or sing a song, and if they,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And then I remember one
Or
time.
if they didn't have any treats to pass out.
Yes,
then
and you played a trick on
quite a
it.
few
Yeah.
people played
Yeah.
bad tricks. Remember the soap trick where you'd soap
Oh,
the
yes,
windows, and
yeah.
car windows?
And a lot of costumes were made out of that crepe paper. Remember the crepe paper?
Yes.
Yes, they
And-
were.
Oh, and I remember it was a wet night and the kids all came in our
Yeah.
hall. you know, and they had these little costumes. And the one kid was so shy, wanted to tap dance.
Oh, yeah.
So it was leaning up against the wall and all the wallpaper.
The color would come out of the great paper.
My
remember
mother said,
those.
and you want to have a Halloween?
And people,
Paper.
So maybe we could talk about some of the candies that are very popular for this Halloween.
Well, yes.
Years ago, it was everything. Remember the candy kisses and
Yes.
they did candies in the old
Candy
weren't even wrapped up, were they?
No.
and quite often, as Mary said, you know, they made a fudge.
Yes.
And my mother used to make popcorn balls.
Balls, yes.
Yeah. But it's good to have the Halloween
Now they're all
candy,
wrapped
though,
up.
and
Yeah,
have them wrapped.
yeah.
To be
And-
safer.
And rather than let the kids really help themselves,
Yeah.
because
Do you
that
see
uses
anything
a
in
lot of
that
hands
picture
and
that you like?
everything.
I knew you were going to say that.
I used to give them toothbrushes. I used to ask the dental director, I said, he used to take a box of toothbrushes home, and I said, how about let me take a box to my
Absolutely.
place? So I'd have a bowl with the brushes in here and the candy there, and I'd say, now, here's the candy, but you must promise me you're going to brush your teeth after you eat the candy.
You took the fun out of it.
Oh, no, the next year they were there again, and whenever they saw me on the street, they're mostly kids from the street, Mommy, there's the lady that gave us the toothbrush.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
My folder here talks about 10 of the haunted places around the world. There's some,
That would be interesting.
yeah, Singapore. I'll share the pictures with you after. But here's one in Niagara Falls. I didn't know this little tunnel. It's called the Screaming Tunnel.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Have you seen? It's located off
Yeah.
Warner Road, so it's right down at the falls area. It says the tunnel runs under the railway tracks that links Niagara Falls to Toronto and New York City.
Now, would kids go through that, do you think, to collect
They have
candy?
No, it's
No,
no, it's
they
kind of
used
a
to have the
tourist
haunted
attraction
house.
now.
They
Yes.
had like a haunted place there at Niagara.
But every country, London, England, everybody has one. Yeah, interesting.
Oh, yes, yes.
You might want to look through this later on. Maybe a couple of your riddles, Barb, would be. See if we
Well,
can
let's
answer.
see.
Start at the beginning. We'll see if we can remember what you said.
Okay. Why do ghosts have so much trouble getting a date?
Forget already.
They're really scared of them.
No, because women can see right through them.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. What do skeletons say before eating?
Oh yeah. Bon appetit.
Good effort. You remembered that one. Why aren't there any famous skeletons? Why aren't they famous?
I have no idea.
Because they have no bodies.
No.
That's not very funny, is it? That's kind of a corny one, I think. Okay. Why do witches wear name tags? Which I didn't know they wore name tags, but
They didn't know which was which, I guess.
that's right.
Was that a guess?
Yeah.
I'm going to skip some because Marlene remembers all the answers.
No, she doesn't.
What kind of a street does a vampire live on?
Bloody Street.
No.
What?
Bloody Street.
No.
No, that's the
No.
wrong answer.
No.
Dead End Street.
So I just wanted to quick before we start, I just saw a little article on the television about Halloween costumes for your pets. And some of them were $75.
Oh,
Yeah, people, they
yeah.
said at the pet store, people were buying them, they can't keep them on the shelf.
Oh, my goodness.
So maybe we'll see some in here when the children come trick-or-treating on Saturday.
Well,
So-
maybe we will. That'll be interesting when
Maybe
the
I'll
children
go.
come.
Maybe I'll dress as a baby, and Ted can get me a bottle of beer out of the thing.
Well, I wonder if the dogs will get the candies or whether the kids will get the candies.
Yes, the dogs will be able to grab it.
Anyways, thank you for watching the RiverView. My name is Marlene.
My name is Joy.
Mine is Mary.
And I'm Barbara. Happy
Happy
Halloween. everybody.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.